Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are we today? Are we ready to celebrate what could be the makeup palette of 2020? I know we're only in August. However, I feel that this palette is the palette to end all palettes. It kind of broke the internet. I may have spent a few hours trying to purchase it online. I have the feeling deep in my soul that it is going to be so worth it. So without further ado, drumroll please, we all know what it is because we've seen the title. So this is the BPerfect Cosmetics Carnival 3 Love Tahiti Palette by Stacey Marie Makeup Artist. If you guys follow me, you'll know that I am a huge fan of Stacey Marie. I think her work is incredible. I think she's got such an eye for colour. The vibe she creates is always just... So this palette's been getting teased for so long and I have been buzzing to see it. And then it did the reveal and I was like mind blown. Expectations exceeded. Like, this is next level makeup slayage. So obviously inside we've got such a nice variety of colours and they're done in kind of rows. So you've got like blues and greens, you've got kind of warm tones, oranges and yellows, and then this kind of pink, purple, blue, goodness kind of section. Like, it was just speaking to me. I had to have it. Before we start, if you haven't already, then let's make sure today is the day that you hit subscribe to my channel. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. And without further ado, we are going to beat our faces. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's start off by priming our eyes. For eyes, I'm going to be priming with the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 03. This is a little bit of a darker shade, but I really like it for doing smokier looks, just because I then don't get left with that kind of really bright like brow bone and stuff. I want to go kind of smoky, grungy, but colourful with this look, so I think this primer will be perfect. So I like to just kind of blend that out with a concealer buffer on a little flat brush. So we'll do a flat brush today. But then, because I'm not going for an overly carved look today, I'm just going to pat it out with my fingers just to give it a really opaque base. You'll see this gives it a really blank canvas. Is it the brightest base? No, but that's kind of what I'm looking for today. Just through my under eyes, just so that at any fallout we're going to have a kind of insurance policy for. Right, so here's where the fun happens. I don't know what I want to do here. I know I want some purples in there, I want the yellows in there, I want some pinks. I've got a kind of vibe in mind, I just don't know how it's going to play out on when I film it, but we're just going to kind of make up as we go along. So let's just see. So I'm going to take, right, for brushes, I'm going to take a MAC 217S, and it's kind of new, so I've not used this yet, so I'm going to just get it a bit fridged. Right, so let's start off by taking one of the shades that I really like the look of is the shade Grape. So we're going to just take that and we're going to just press that in the outer corner. This is a really gorgeous, like the name says, like a grape colour. So I just thought we'd put that in the outer corner first and kind of pull it out into that kind of shape that I like to make with my eye makeup. That's going to give us the kind of guide for shadow placement later. So we're just stamping that colour on and really getting it nice and opaque. I'm probably going to cover up the lid anyway, but it's just nice to give you that blend. We're almost kind of stamping and then kind of working it out. So almost making sure that you are blending out the edges as you go, because you don't want to be left with a really harsh edge. So I just kind of place the colour down first and then kind of feather out the edges with lighter motion. I think to blend out Grape, I'm going to take the shade Fruity, which is a really gorgeous, kind of slightly more intense pink tone. Oh, she is bright. And we're just going to go over the edges with that. And again, just make sure that you're feathering out the edges as you blend, because you don't want to be left with too much colour to blend out. That if you leave yourself, if you stamp that colour down too strongly, you're not going over the edges. You're going to give yourself so much more work just trying to blend out the edges to get rid of any sort of super blocky colour, which is not really what I'm looking for today. And now we're going to start to take some more colour into the inner corners of the eye. So again, same little MAC brush, and I'm going to dip into the shade. I'm going to try and take the shade Chili Pepper. And we'll try that next, because that's a kind of nice red tone. This colour I don't think will be one that's going to really be shown in the final look. It's more your kind of blend, because I know I want to have some orange going on, but I don't want the jump from pink to orange to be like super obvious. I want there to be a nice transition. And then I always like to have just a little brush free for like fluffing purposes. Just one that'll kind of blend out if I need to. Why is it so loud with traffic today? This is really not the day for me to film. Take a little bit more of that shade Chili Pepper and we're just going to work that in between into the grape shade. It's just going to give us a really nice kind of pinky blend. I don't want this to be like a pink smoky eye, so I'm just going to use that. Like you'll see when that red goes down, like cause you're blending it into the purple, it gives it a nice kind of pink look, which is really nice. But when you're doing that, if you've got any colours that are stopping more abruptly, you always want to go back in and just really take your time blending them. So we're going to just take that shade yellow and we're going to just take that right through the kind of centre perimeter of the face. So we're going to just take that literally right through the centre of the eye, sweep it right up to the brow bone. Things like this always look kind of nuts when you're doing it, but see when you go to take photos of it, they always look so good. So it's the kind of thing where, yeah, like sometimes Instagram makeup and real life makeup are two different things, and this is basically an Instagram look. So it's a bit more out there for me than what you would normally see on my YouTube page, but I love doing looks like this. I just sometimes think that they're so fun to do and really quite therapeutic if you like to play with colour. To just sit down and just build up colours in your eyes and see what happens, because sometimes the colours that you think are going to go nicely don't, and then you try and do something that you wouldn't normally go for and you're like, that is lovely. And actually that's something I love about when Stacey Marie does her little Instagram live or her Instagram thingies. What are they called? Like IGTVs, because she does looks that I'm like, oh, I would never have picked those colours, but they always look bomb. So we're just taking some more of that colour grape and we're just deepening up the outside of our crease, because I want the outside to be really quite dark and the inside is going to be more light and bright, I think. Then what I'm going to do is just where the yellow meets the pink, I'm going to take a little bit of the orange shade Mango and we're going to just blend that right through. I will say the shadows are performing so nicely, like they're blending out so nice. Really easy, really creamy, not taking a lot of work at all to get the kind of colour payoff you want. They're just going on really nicely and blending really nicely into each other. You guys know that sometimes like blending out bright colours isn't something that I'm super confident with, which is why my looks tend to either be like all warm browns or like kind of stereotypical or like kind of formulaic, I suppose would be the word, ways of doing the makeup, where it's just very, this is the way that I do my makeup and that's how I do it. But I am trying to change it up, so watch this space. So I just want to deepen up that outer corner again with the shade Grape, and then I'm going to actually deepen up the crease a little bit as well, because that purple colour is just gorgeous. So I want to make a really good feature of the purples, but I want it to be still super colourful, so not just purple look. We're going to take now the shade Bloom, and we're going to just work that into the inner crease. So I'm almost keeping my crease in thirds right now. So you've got your outer crease, your mid crease and your inner crease. Let's go with that. So the kind of middle crease area, we're taking the shade Bloom, and that'll tie it in because it is kind of buffed out here, but we're using it in a kind of different position with a denser brush to blend over the kind of oranges and reds that we've laid down in the middle part of our crease. I hope that makes sense. So I'm really liking the kind of vibe that's coming together, so I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Clay, which is a kind of khaki colour, and we're going to just take that just as the kind of deepening colour for the yellow shades, and we're going to just take that right in the kind of inner third of our crease and just deepen that up. That is a really nice colour. I think that would actually be really nice, just kind of blended out on its own. I always say that, I always go, oh, that colour would be so nice blended out on its own. I never really do like a look just blended out on its own. Although I have got my own, see this colour here, I'll hold it up. We dropped it. This kind of really neon blue colour Reef, I really want to do that just buffed out. So we'll see, we'll try that. I think I want to deepen up the outer corner, so I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Blackberry, which is the most gorgeous kind of dark purple shade, like really deep. And we're going to just use that to deepen up the outer corner of the eye. And I don't really know what I'm going to do in the inner corner yet, but I know the outer corner is going to be deep and smoky. And don't worry if you see any fallout, guys, I do plan on going in and blending it away, but that's why we did our bake at the beginning. And you'll notice I'm actually doing a lot of the blending using the sides of my brush, so I'm using like the side to lay the colour down and then the tips of the brush to kind of buff it out. It's a really quick way to build up your colour when you're doing your kind of outer eye smokes and that sort of thing. Yeah, and then I'm going to actually take the yellow out here, I think, too. Right, okay. So I really am having a lot of fun playing with this palette. The colours are actually building up so nicely on my eyes. I don't actually know what's left in this brush, but I'm just kind of running it over to diffuse the purple. You'll see that looks really cool. So I want to do a shimmer, but I don't know what shimmer I want to do. So when I do a shimmer, I like to use it in my glitter primer just to make sure the primer really pops the shimmer. So I'm going to take a little bit of that on the kind of inner third of the eye. Just pat it out with our fingers. And you only need a tiny bit, and I know it's for glitter, but I always just think any shimmery shadow you put on top of this, it always really pops. So that's like a really good tip if you're someone who struggles with getting your shimmer to pop, because I know people say you can wet your shadows and stuff, but I like them dry. And then we're going to take the shadow that I've been so excited for. Yes, 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 yes. The shade Starlight, and I'm going to just take that right along. Excuse me. Excuse me. That is the nicest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I like to kind of flick it through when I'm doing like a shimmery lid like this. I like to kind of flick it up. Guys, I cannot believe how nice that looks. Oh, I love like duochrome sparkles like that, and that one is just so nice. I can't, it's so nice. Yeah, I am obsessed with that shimmer. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it's like duochrome, it's sparkly, it is just so, so, so gorgeous. Yep, so we're just kind of buffing out the edges, and then I think I'm going to do like that really kind of signature Stacey thing where she brings the shadow out through the temple. I think that'll look sick. But I want to darken up the outer corner just a touch more. So I'm going to take a mixture of Blackberry and Black Beach. And we're going to just kind of build that outer corner up a little bit. I just think sometimes adding a little bit of black in with a colour can just work so much wonders. Yes, see, just a little bit. And then you just always keep your previous brush just to go over and diffuse any harsh edges left. And then I'm going to clean away any fallout so far. And that is why the bake comes in handy. So because I know I want this to be quite yellow, I'm going to take a little bit more of the shade yellow. I'm going to just test the waters by kind of starting to buff that over. Through that, will just, it kind of gives the blend a little bit of extra dimension, and it also just kind of really creates a really funky look for the eyes. Like, it just snatches things out a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. So I'm feeling like a bad bitch, just a little bit. So what I want to do now is just kind of take a little bit of time going back over my blend and just really intensifying any colours and getting them just exactly how I want. Why did I do that there? That was a stupid move, Alan. And then I kind of want the darkness to come here a little bit more now, so a little bit more blaze would be nice. I always tell myself I'm not going to make up a look as I go along. I'm going to have a plan. I never do. Which results in me making up as I go along. And then I'm like, oh, it's nice. And then I'm like, no, it's not. And then I'm like, oh, it's nice again. And you can never just keep going, right, okay. And then I'm going to just take a little bit more of that colour grape and just press that on the lid. Just right here, because I want there to be a little bit more vibrancy. Okay, so I know how much you guys love when I just skip ahead, but my camera did its usual thing of just trying to annoy me, and it went and overheated, so I just gave it a second. So I went off camera and I just popped in my waterline the P. Louise Acid Rain paint in the shade Ecstasy. I did it in my waterline and I smoked it out with the shades Blackberry into Grape into yellow, so the purples and a bit of yellow, and just really buffed it out, and then obviously it's super snatched. However, I've decided that I want to change shape of the eye, which is what you do halfway through. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that acid rain paint in the shade Ecstasy, and we're going to just deepen up the inner corner and make this look more of a spotlight eye. Not a super defined spotlight and not a super either my usual shape, something in between. So I can show you how I did the lower lash line by putting these colours on top. So we're going to go over that blue base with the shade Ecstasy and really deepen that up. Not Ecstasy, sorry. Over with the shade blackberry and started to deepen that. I just really wanted the inner eye to be really smoky and dark, just to give it a little bit more of a Stacey Marie grunge vibe, which I'm all about. And there is a purple in this P. Louise Acid Rain, I just couldn't find it. I thought the blue would be nice to give some dimension. So I'm just blending out the edges of that. This could either be the best part of the look or the worst. We'll soon find out. I might be like that. Why, oh why did I do that? Or I might be like, Allan, you're a genius. And then we're going to take the shade Grey and we're going to just go over the edges of that. I just thought this would be really nice to kind of, yes, much more the vibe I was going for. That kind of really dark and smoky inner corner. So I'm kind of joining that, but kind of not. But that is more the vibe I was looking for. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Yellow. I might take a bit of the orange shade as well and tie it together. We'll soon find out. That's fine on its own. No, it needs. So just to blend that all together, we're taking the yellow shade and just buffing that in. Yeah, I much prefer that darker inner corner. And then we'll take a little bit of the shade Chili Pepper and we'll just gently diffuse that edge again. Okay guys, so I went ahead, popped on my lashes and I've done a quick lip because I am super limited to memory card time and I don't have time to go off and change it. So I'm going to just do my inner corner with the shade Pearl from the palette, and I really hate the way I say the word pearl with a Scottish accent. However, that's just what it is. So we'll load it up. It's like, in the pan it looks like a really pale like rose gold, but it's actually much more of like a white. Yeah. Yes, you know I live for the inner eye to pop, and that is popping. I wonder if I could put that on my cheeks, or would that just be too far? Okay. I know she has highlights in the collection, but I was being really good and being like, I do not need another highlighter. I did, however, pick up from the collection, because I couldn't not. This, oh my god, my hands are covered in black gel liner, great. This is the double glazed lip gloss in the shade Starkers. It is a pale nude, needs it, so I'm going to just grab that and pop that over the lip I've got on. If anyone is wondering, I've currently got on the Morphe Sweet Tea Lip Pencil and the Urban Decay Stark Naked Vice Lipstick, my favourite nudes, you guys know this, but we're going to just go in and pop on a little bit of that gloss on top. It's a lovely gloss. I've actually worn it a few times already. And it's so nice. Like, you guys know, pale, like kind of pale 90s Pamela Anderson porn star lips, favourite thing. So yeah, overall, what do we think? I really, really like this look. I've got a little bit of fallout. Here we go, here we go. The colours blend together so nicely. I'm sure you can understand why I then took the decision to darken the inner corner. It just gives it such a vibe that I was just so happy with. So overall, I loved how this look came together. I really have to say that I think that BPerfect and Stacey Marie's third collaboration may be their best one yet. Like, they've taken it to the next level. Come on, this is next level makeup palette goals. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, give that a big thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future uploads from me, and ring the bell, it really helps. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump off and take some cute pictures of this look. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're not already following me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all that good stuff, then I'll leave them on the screen somewhere. I really hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments below what colours you'd like to see me use from this palette next. And without further ado, I will see you next time. Bye!